Skadoosh.
Alright, lads and germs. So what we have here is Lumenier's partnership with Alex Campbell, also known as Big Chief, who is a far better racer than me. And this is his frame. And being that I'm a Lumenier pilot and I was looking for a new race frame, we're going to give this bad boy a go-go. I had actually mentioned I was looking for a new frame a few months ago, and Alex said, hold on, I got something coming. So when these popped out, I grabbed 3 of them. So let's get this thing out of the bag and see what we got. Poof! There she is, ladies and gentlemen, in all her glory. What we got here is a pile of these here screws, and some of these here screws. Now one thing, I'm looking at this right away, and the very first thing I see is the simplicity, which I absolutely love. You got these long screws. Being that I'm an experienced builder, I already know that these are going to go through the frame and be for the stack. And then we got a pile of screws here, and being that there's so many of them, I'm going to say that these go through your top plates, standoffs, so on and so forth, such on. And then we got these guys here that there's only 5 of them, so I'm going to guess that those are going to be for the arms. Pretty darn smart, ain't I? Eh? So, let's check this out. The next thing I'm noticing is that all these arms are symmetrical. So this is really freaking cool, right? So apparently I can build this frame with the arms facing out or in, and it won't matter, which is really freaking cool. I'm thinking I'm probably gonna build it, I don't think it's gonna matter that much, but I'm gonna put the third motor screw here to the outsides, so that if the motors get impacted, they have a screw on the outside here and outside here. Instead of this being the outside part, it might be able to pry the motor up, but I doubt it. This is only like a 65-gram frame or something crazy. So here we have the sandwich plates for the arms. And here's our little top plate. Super simple. Battery pad comes with it. Boom. And a badass freaking Kevlar rubber grippy ass motherfucking Lumenier strap right there. Can't go wrong with that, I'll tell you what. So let's get to this here. I think what I'm gonna do is take the center screw here and stick it in there just a wee bit like so that I can take my arm one at a time, slide them in there like that, get to looking through the hole there. You know, I can always do this so quick and efficient when I don't have a camera running and I'm trying to hold it in the camera, but hey, that actually went pretty well. So there's one arm, and keeping with our theme here, we're going to keep the motor screw out, and like I said, they're squared up, so let's hold her square. Usually when we got these sandwich plates, once you get one or the 2 in there, it becomes pretty easy to get them all lined up. There's our second arm. Okay, something I'm thinking about right now, as you guys are building this frame, you're going to want to know whether you're using, because this will take a 30 by 30 stack or a 20 by 20 stack. Which is also freaking awesome, right? So as you're building this, you're going to want to pay attention. If you're using a 30 by 30 stack, then you're going to need to use this long screw in the outside armhole here. If you're using a 20 by 20, you're going to want to put it on the inside here, because that's where your stack is going to go, is on that long screw. So whichever stack you're using. Oh, And here's the standoffs, and it comes with these little rubber grommets that, like I said, being an experienced frame builder, will slide onto here to isolate your 4-in-1 ESC or whatever from the bottom. Once you have these in there, and then there's our little standoffs. Let's leave that over there with its buddies. And here's our little camera mounts that slide on. These are not 3D printed. These are molded camera mounts because it's Lumenier, and everything is just a little bit better with Lumenier, and that's just the way it is. Like it or don't care. Y'all can do whatever you want to do. So we got 2 arms in there. Excuse me. 3 arms, screw to the out, screw to the outskirts, another arm screw. Because I am going with doing this upside down here, folks. Why didn't you tell me so? Pay damn attention. God darn it, boy. Look what I did now. Done messed her all up. Alright, so we'll kind of hold those like that. That's going to go like that. I want that to be to the outside. Slide her in there. Pop in our bolt, screw thing into the press nut. Look how freaking easy that is. Because they're all squared up, so they just fit right in there like a so. And then you put the second screw through the little slider deal, and she's good to go. So I am freaking digging that. That is cool. Now, as you can see inside there, they're all braced against each other. Because I know some people had asked about, oh, but there's only 2 screws in the arm. Yeah, but the arms are braced side by side by the other arms. Freaking fantastic job there, Alex. Alex is a top nut racer, man. The dude is freaking fast as hell. Way better racer than me. Of course, I am old and not as dedicated to racing as some of these screaming fast young men are today, but I can hold my own. I do all right. Not too bad for an old dude. And it doesn't matter to me. It's all about having fun. Now, the other thing I noticed is when we get to this here top plate, sorry about the cough, guys. Winter is coming early here, and it's a little cold and gnarly outside. The other thing I noticed about this here top plate is it doesn't matter if you go this away or this away, because it is also symmetrical. So you don't have to pay a whole lot of it. It takes all the brain work out of it. You don't have to pay a whole lot of attention when you're building this bottom one as to which way you want front, back, whatever, because it's a true X. The only thing you need to decide is which way you want your little nubbies on the arms to face here, and you're good to go. Like I said, because I'm using a 20x20 stack, I'm going to put the long screw. Tip, always leave these little screws loose until you get all of them in there. Like I said, I'm going to be using the 20x20 stack. Where is my thing? Lost my thing. Where's my thing? Where's my tool? I don't see it. Okay. No, it's here. There it is. There it be. My little cheater tool here. So, whether you're using the 20x20 or 30x30 is going to depend on where we put these long guys in. I'm just going to throw a couple in here real quick to show y'all, because I am going to be using a 20x20. So there you go. Your 20x20 is going to go right on there. I'm going to be using a Acon ESC with a brain Radix, just like so. Then we got our 4 standoffs. Which are pretty self-explanatory. And then all these leftover screws that we're going to have in this here pile are going to be motor screws. Alrighty. So my dang camera died and I yapped on for about 20 more minutes about this here frame. So here we are back. I think I left off where the standoffs were. I didn't look at the first part yet, but I'll edit it in. It doesn't really matter. You guys don't care. Just talking some bullshit. But here it is. As we can see, all the arms are nice and locked together. There's the standoffs on there. There's the top. Goes together like so, and then we got all the screws here that go in the top plate, and those are for the motors. The rest of them are for the motors, is what I can gather. So yeah, really digging this frame. There's a couple reasons I jumped on this frame when I saw Chief put it out. Well, for one thing, you know, Chief's an awesome racer, and you know, he put out a frame and it's Lumenier and all that, so I'm supporting that whole network as I always do. The other thing is I've flown stretches and hybrids, and I just don't get the feel with them as I do with a True X bottom mount when I'm racing. I don't like a top mount. I like the bottom mount because if I can feel the weight pulling better. A squished X or a True X. True X is probably the best for me, that feels the most locked in when I'm racing. The other reason being is, where is it? Where did I put that thing? Hang on a second. The other reason being is this is my race frame that I personally designed and cut. Probably this frame right here has seen over a year of racing and is still holding up like a champ. I have swapped some of the components out in it, motors and stuff here and there, but the frame itself is well over a year old of racing. And as you can see, it is basically the exact same design as Chief's frame here. So it should be a really easy swap over. You know, it'll give me the exact same feel on the air, so it won't take me a whole lot of getting used to. The difference is this thing is a freaking pig. It's a tank. Where Chief's frame is like at least 20 grams lighter, and it has the replaceable arms. And one of the other main reason I'm switching out, and I found out what's kind of holding me back, is as much camera angle as I can get out of this frame, and that's about 40 degrees, and my skills are well beyond that 40-degree mark. So for me to go faster, I was pushing and pushing and looking at a lot of the ground and couldn't see a lot of what was in front of me, so I believe that was holding me back quite a bit. So anyway, that's enough yapping about that. So, a couple things here. I would highly recommend a 20 by 20 board on here, because, like I said, this has replaceable arms, which means if I use a 30 by 30, these arms are slotted. So if I use a 20 by 20, I can just loosen this screw of fuzz and then pop this screw out and replace the arm like so. But if I use the 30 by 30, then that screw for the stack is the one that's going to have to come out. So it's going to have to come out of the whole entire arm. So there we have it. The other thing not recommend, but the other thing that you're basically gonna have to use with this frame, unless you do a little bit of customizing, is a nano cam. I really like these run cam nanos. They've been working really, really well for me. The Nano Racer, as you can see, it's on my other one too. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about this, except I need to get it put together and start flying it. And yeah, nice quality frame. Good job, Chief.